Hello everybody, my name is Super Chicken. I wanted to share with you one of the decks that I absolutely love the most. Mage is my favorite class. I don't know if you knew that or not, given how much I have been playing the Hunter recently, but Mage is by far my favorite class, and I have a guilty secret. I have also been playing the Frost Giant style of Mage deck. I love it. I think it's a lot of fun, and I'm going to do a video on it. So here's my list that I'll be using, and let's give it a try. Here's some little facts for you. I've been using this deck a little bit recently. I had 15 games just before recording, and I lost one of them. So that's my little shameless boast. Like, that feels really good to say that, and it sort of feels that the deck is in a really good spot at the moment. Now that said, as soon as I go on camera, I'll probably lose horrifically. Maybe it's because I can't think and talk at the same time. I'm not too sure. An unattractive quality, perhaps. I don't know. Anyway, I want to share with you. I want to share it with you. I'm really excited to play it. Let's see how we go. In case you don't know, the Frost Giant style of deck is a very slow and ponderous deck. I mean, you are all about lasting as long as you possibly can. I'm probably going to get rid of the 20 costing creature. I realize it'll be a lot less when I do actually cast it, but that is usually going to be at some stage after turn 6. Flame Strike, obviously turn 7, so again, that can go. Counter Cold's an interesting one. I sort of think I might keep it. A lot of these Warlocks still are running Blood Imp, even though a lot of them shouldn't be, or should be incentivized to not run it as much. They're still running it, so I'm probably going to keep a Cone of Cold and keep them at bay. Frostbolt's just incredible. I love Frostbolt. Cone of Cold is sort of an interesting choice. The only reason I kept it is because it's a Warlock, and Warlocks typically be really fast. 4 is a little bit much to be keeping a card for, but given the actual how high the curve is on this deck, it's really end heavy. So a 4 costing card is actually quite cheap for this deck. So there are other decks where the 4 costing would just be way too slow, but given that I would probably just draw another Giant or an Alexstrasza or a Pyroblast or something horrific like that, I think I'll just take the 4 costing card and run like a thief. I think I'll just ping him and pass the turn. We are a little bit reactive until we start hitting Giants in our hand, and once we start putting Giants, we start dictating the pace of the game. That's at least what I've found. We try and freeze or destroy everything that they play, doing whatever we can to stay alive. This deck is notorious for winning games from 1 health. That's due to usually Ice Block and Ice, Ice Barrier. Things of that nature allow you to get incredibly low in hand size, beg your pardon, in life total, and still win. We shall see what happens. How many cards do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that means we can Arcane Intellect. There's been no action from him, so we're going to take the time to draw 2 cards. I actually would have loved to have seen 2 Mountain Giants just then, because I think we might have been able to drop one next turn. If you've ever seen a turn 5 Mountain Giant, it can be a scary thing. Oh! Yeah, turn 4 Mountain Giant. There, right there. Like that. What this guy literally just did is what I was just talking about. That said, though, I don't actually run any polymorphs in this deck, so this could be actually quite interesting. I might just have to permanently freeze this. I might actually let him hit me a couple of times, and I will get 2 of these out, and hopefully we can have a giant battle. Once we get to a certain point in the game, we can use Frost Nova to sort of keep him off my back, whilst I beat him to death with Giants. So I'm going to put down the Loot Hoarder. I doubt that he will attack the Loot Hoarder. What to do? Yeah, I'll just put it on his life total here, and pass the turn. More than likely, I'm going to be taking 8 damage, and that's fine. I think we're actually pretty happy to take the damage. By taking the damage, we basically want to get below, say, we want to get below 15 health, but ultimately we want to get below 10, and then these become free. We're going to put this Ice Block out right now, because it is so very important that whenever you can play that, you play it. That is not normally the case against Hunters, who sometimes run Flare, but sometimes you may not get a chance to play it. Like, you're battling for board position. Excuse me. You're battling for board position, and you may not actually have time to actually play the Ice Block. So get it out there. He has no way of dealing with it. He probably knows what it is anyway. It's not really a big secret, so do what you gotta do. I'm just going to put the damage on and take 16 damage next, which should put me at a ripe old number for playing 2 Giants for free. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 cards. I still wish there was some sort of like indicator either side here, maybe even just next to your mana bar, how many cards you are holding. I can mouse over his hand and I can see how much he has. I can mouse over these decks, see how much they have, but I can't actually see in my hand without having to like, you know, count each card. Ouch. Double Soulfire, perhaps? The whole aim of this deck is to be really comfortable at low life. So if you're happy, if you think that you can be comfortable at low life like this, then this might be the deck for you. If you're not going to be comfortable, then please don't play it. You will be horrified at how low you get. I'm going to play the 2 giants. Yes, we're playing a very similar deck. I think I'm probably going to Frost Nova, but I might actually Cone of Cold. Another thing to do is maybe Counterspell, so that if he wants to destroy one of my giants, nothing will happen. I think it's more prudent that I freeze them, but I can actually freeze and Counterspell at the same time, so maybe that's the way to go. Freeze. Counterspell. I'm going to draw a card with this. I actually don't think he's that useful at the moment. I mean, alternatively, gee, what's the alternative? I keep him and he might actually become valuable later. And that's not a bad idea, actually. I mean, I can throw him into this giant and then just draw a card. But am I in need of card right now? And I think I can actually kill him at any time, so that's fine. We'll just do this. The only thing that's really going to bust him out of this freeze is if he silences his own minion. Which, it can happen. It's not something that they normally pack, though, so it's not something that I'm overly concerned about, but it can happen. It's a possibility.
I have no time for games.
Oh, this game got interesting. Sylvanas. I'm probably just going to collide my 2 giants into their 2 giants and call it a day. What are the other options here? I would love to actually keep my giants alive for reasons that should be reasonably obvious. But if I go 2 giants... I just want to sort of wait until I have enough mana to Pyroblast him. And what's interesting is, did he actually just choose not to attack just then? Like... Is he playing around a Vaporize? Like, if he thinks I have an Ice Block, which most of these guys should assume that it is an Ice Block, because it always is an Ice Block. Like, wouldn't he rather get rid of the Ice Block? Isn't that something you'd rather do? I'm not too sure what's going on here. Alright, so I'm going to trade away before he gets one of my Giants using one of his Void Terrors. So I'm just going to... That's actually an interesting point. You want to get rid of your good targets, because he can use a Void Terror on Sylvanas here, and that's no good. I think I'll probably just get rid of both of these creatures, though, and just Flame Strike them away. Yeah, I'll do that. Get rid of it. Hit that. I feel like I got a lot more value out of that. I certainly got more board value out of that. I'm not sure how many cards I actually just used then. Giant for Giant. Flame Strike for, what, 2 creatures? Yeah, so I came out ahead in that trade, and that feels good.
My eyes are open.
And now here is the fun part of staying alive at about 6 life. It can be challenging, but given the amount of freeze you have, and generally speaking, I've actually found that I use Alexstrasza 50-50 to heal myself and 50-50 to damage them. I think we're just going to play the Giant now and assert Giant dominance. I think that's the way to go. It's also really cheap. If it's the first play we do, it's the cheapest it's going to be. I could probably Frostbolt the Earthen Ring Farseer and then kill it with the coin. That might be the way. I'm just sort of reducing his options there. It can get a little uncomfortable if they're going to play that many creatures. He may sense that I'm only running 1 Flame Strike. Flame Strike's one of those cards that isn't all the time guaranteed to be a 2-of card, so maybe he wants to flood the board a little bit. I don't know. Whatever he does do, though, it better be something to do with my Giant. Okay, Taunt's fine. Taunt's acceptable. Yeah, gee, what's the play here? We have a couple of plays. I do want to put down Alexstrasza and heal myself to 15. At the same time, I want to Blizzard and freeze them all and remove the Twilight Drake with my Mountain Giant.
What to do?
I am wondering if either of those is the way to go. instead I could use Cone of Cold. Cone of Cold actually might even be better. It's a bit hard to say. The alternative is I just play Alexstrasza. Alexstrasza straight up puts me on 15. I swing a giant into his guy. I have more of a scary board, and I'm up with an ice block. I'd probably rather leave the ice block unpopped, though. So I might actually commence freezing them right now, actually. That seems like the way to go. I'm gonna, yeah, definitely don't want to give him a lot of value on his damage spell, so I'll let him... I'll freeze him up, I think. I think that's what I'm going to be doing. Freeze! Let's get rid of that. Yeah, I haven't got enough mana to get rid of both of these, but I'll get rid of this. I'm just sort of hoping that he doesn't have double Soulfire or something like that. But at the same time, I think it's better for him to try to double Soulfire me right now, so that he pops my ice block, instead of me healing myself up to 15, then him double Soulfiring, and then, like, more or less killing me anyway. Okay. Well, that's actually a really good card, and that actually changes my play right now. That sort of... I will probably want to play the ice block now. Alternatively, I play Alexstrasza. I'm not actually sure. Do I want to go to... Can he kill me from 15 if I go to 15? I don't think he can. Double Soulfire plus this guy. He'd be 4. Double Soulfire 8, 12. Yeah, that keeps me alive, but that way I'll have a dragon. He sort of has to play around the dragon if I play a dragon. So I'm just going to put me to 15.
Job's done.
There's a chance I could have possibly gone Ice Block just then. But I think... Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. It would be Ice Block and Fireball. I'd have to remove this creature to sort of keep my, keep me alive. Otherwise, he'll just instantly pop the Ice Block, and that's... I can do without that. We're getting at the point where he just seems to have more creatures than me. I think I only have a couple more in here, and there'd be my Mountain Giants, and I think I've already used one, perhaps. He seems to be out attritioning me at the moment. What are we going to do about this? I don't know. I would love to just see... By using my Fireball on this Drake, it means that I can't do 16 damage to him to finish him off. So I may actually just want to freeze them right now. And I'm probably going to use... Oh, gee. I'm probably going to use the more expensive one. Just to freeze them. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to save Cone of Cold, because I can use Cone of Cold and Fireball on the same turn. Where it's a little bit hard... I realize I can do that with... sorry, Fireball and Blizzard as well, but that way I can't Fire Blast and do some extra stuff. I've been waiting for him to show up. I think we'll just Cone of Cold the lot. Oh, I really need to Arcane Intellect this turn and get some action going, but I need them to be frozen, so I'm going to Cone of Cold them. Cone of Cold them and Arcane Intellect into some more action. I may even just Frostbolt one of these. Ice Barrier is very good. That's something I want to see. I can probably... I think I just play this straight away. I don't get a discount on the Mountain Giant, but it keeps me alive. I think it's important. If I get too low and play Ice Barrier, he might actually finish me with like a burn spell, sort of like Soulfire, and Ice Barrier won't trigger. I need him to actually attack me at some point to trigger Ice Barrier, so I sort of like to put this around the 10 to 15 health mark is a good time to play that, I find. So he's played another Molten Giant. I'm a little bit tempted to Pyroblast it away. I'm a little bit unsure how to go about this one. I might Mountain Giant off my own and see what that does for me. Although he could easily trade both of these creatures for my Mountain Giant and then bonk me for 8. 8 unanswered. 8 unanswered, which will just basically take off my Ice Barrier, and then I can Pyroblast it next turn. That seems reasonable. I'm going to get the Giant out. I think it's important. I realize he has access to destroy target minion spells, but... actually, I can probably just Frostbolt one of these away. Here's another interesting thing to consider. 10, 6, and 3 on the face is 19, so I can probably... Should I be going for the face right now? I think I should be. I need 2 turns to destroy him totally to the face. I think, though, maybe getting rid of these minions is more prudent. That could be a mistake there, and I maybe should have been going for the face maybe a couple of turns earlier. Would that have been a possibility? I'll have to look over the video. It didn't occur to me that I could have burned him out, given how defensive my secrets are at the moment. Like, I can probably let him do whatever he wants for a couple of turns. Can I kill him next turn, maybe? Oh, if this lives, he'll be in a bad way. Nah, he got rid of it. I was going to say that because I can do 8 to him, followed by Pyroblast for 10, and then he can do whatever he wants. I will live because of Ice Block. Yeah, could have been an option. So I think in this case we're going to have to... I mean, we can allow him to pop the Ice Block. I can Pyroblast him and... he will then go to 10. I still can't kill him. So I think the play here is to Cold Light Oracle into Kona Cold. That costs me 7. And sort of see what I get off Cold Light Oracle. Yeah, I mean... I'm pretty sure that's what we do. We can Kona Cold right now. Kona Cold and Fireball him, which will take him to 14. They'll be frozen. Next turn I do... you know... Pyroblast. I sort of want to get the extra cards out though, so maybe Cold Like Oracle is the way. Yeah, this could be a mistake as well. I'm sort of playing it a little bit more cautiously here. The deck sort of lends itself to playing cautiously, I tend to find. I'm going to freeze them instead of Ice... I can freeze them and use Ice Barrier, so that's something. Oh yes, I did mention earlier that this deck is a painfully grindy deck. If you like freezing stuff and constantly getting armor and constantly never dying, then this is the deck for you. I love it. I think it's fantastic. See what he comes up with. That basically stops him taking 2 damage to the face from my Cold Light Oracle. More than likely, assuming the board state doesn't change too much, 3 life might change some things. I'm not too sure. Oh, he's hitting the board hard. See what we get. He'll love that. I think we can go Fireball, Frost Nova, Fire Blast onto the nose and see what happens. Are we going for his health total here, or should I be using these to thin this garbage out? I don't think I should be. I might... Ooh, 4 cards left. One of them's a Doomsayer. So I have 25% chance of drawing a Doomsayer next, and that goes really well with Frost Nova. So that might be worth waiting for. So I might try to double Fireball and ping him, and then we'll live because of Ice Block, and then see what happens next turn. Yeah, let's try that. Let's see how far we can get him down. Let's see. We've got him exactly on 10. Unless he heals himself next turn, he dies to Fire Blast. Sorry, I said Fire Blast. I meant to say Pyroblast. I mean, he does have healing creatures like Earthen Ring Farseer, so he can probably pull himself out of that range, but there's also a good chance that he'll probably just life tap or something like that as well. So a good Pyroblast coming straight for you. Well played. I'll let him think that he killed me. Nope. It's a nice block. I think he desperately needed to draw a card just then. And I said it earlier, you will go to 1 life and you will still win with this deck. And I realize how close that is. I realize that I was literally seconds away from being torn to shreds. I get that, but I've played this deck recently, at least a good amount, and I gotta say, like, 80% of the games end like that. And if the games just constantly end in the same way, you gotta start to wonder if it's like, it sort of happens by design. It's less of a fluke. That said, though, because you are redlining it so terribly close to the absolute lowest amount of health that you can possibly put yourself on, sometimes you'll die because you can't always have those defensive cards, or they'll have a way around it, or, you know, they just get you. So, you know, if you want to play Giants and go to obnoxiously low amounts of health, then this is what you got to do.
Let the hunt begin.
I'm going to ditch all 3 of these cards, and that should be reasonably obvious why. They cost a lot. They're not going to get played. I can draw them out at another time. That's actually a really good hand. I'm happy with that. Loot Hoarder's going to go down first. Ice Block's going to go down second. Ice Barrier will go down when I'm at about 10 health. That's a game plan. Let's see what they got. Actually, it'd be interesting to see if this is one of those haste hunters that I've been seeing everywhere.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, these haste hunters are an interesting, interesting brew. Makes sense to me. It seems alright. I think they might get a little bit... Yeah, it's definitely that same deck. Has there been a tournament recently and a hunter won it and now everyone's playing this exact same deck? Because it certainly seems like it. We're going to Fire Blast there. One of the downsides of playing minions with 1 toughness is that you die to everything that this hero power can do. So if he wants to go ahead and play Wolf Rider next, I will take the 3 damage and then kill his Wolf Rider. Those are the breaks for playing 1 toughness minions. It's good against some matchups, I suppose, the ones that just can't seem to interact with that 1 toughness minion. But there's like 3 or so classes that just remove 1 toughness minions, whether it be Rogue, Mage, or Druid. Are there any others? I don't know. I can't think of any. I mean, not off the top of my head. I mean, even like the reinforcement off the Paladin would give you trouble. Definitely want to get the ice... Oh, actually, I don't want to get the ice block up. He is a hunter. We've got to be a little bit aware of when we play our secrets now. A few of them are playing Flare. And we don't want to give them an easy one. I might just wait until we draw a counterspell and then play it with an ice block together. Usually they lose their mind whenever you play 2 secrets together. And they immediately drop their, you know, Flare. And they'll get rid of both your secrets, but you counterspell one of them. Yeah, I swear I've seen this deck like 3 or 4 times tonight, at least, and I've only been playing a couple of games tonight as it is, so something's up. Something's up. Someone somewhere has won a tournament, and everyone's playing this deck. I'm probably just going to kind of cold these 2, and continue the beatdown with my Loot Hoarder. Alternatively... Actually, no, you know what? I'm going to trade my Loot Hoarder and ping the other one. That seems better. Keep my Kona Cold for later. That way I keep a card, my Mountain Giant comes out a little bit quicker. And everyone is happy. Having a turn 5 Mountain Giant, I was talking about it earlier, it's fantastic, it feels great. Yes, you can get a turn 4 one, I think you got to do some serious Arcane Intellect to get it. But I think it can be done. Yeah, this is exactly the deck that I've just seen so much of tonight. It's just... I don't know. If you guys know of the tournament or whatever that has come up that caused these guys to play this deck all the time, let me know, I'd be quite interested. Okay, so we're probably going to get the Beating of a Lifetime. We are on 6 mana. I am tempted to play the Mountain Giant, but I could be receiving 6 damage to the face next. But that's not so bad, probably because we're going to go Ice Block Counterspell the turn after. We could go Ice Block Counterspell now, but then we take 6 and we don't have the Giant out, and we have no flexibility with the Giant. The alternative is play Kona Cold. It seems a little... unnecessary. I'm gonna put out the Cheap Giant. Cheap Giant is great. Everyone loves Cheap Giants. Yes, I realize I'm gonna take 6 damage next turn. I think that's fine. I am gonna be drawing into Alexstrasza or perhaps even Molten Giants to capitalize off that. I have at least 1 Ice Block and 2 Ice Barriers and a Counterspell, so I can use the Counterspell to get rid of the flares, but also use Ice Barrier and Ice Block to stop from being ripped apart by Leprosy Gnomes. He's blowing his hand. He wants to rush it down. I think now we definitely, absolutely must play an Ice Block, or we will lose the game very, very, very rapidly. We're going to Ice Block, we're going to Counterspell as well, so if he flares, we can catch it. I think it's important we play that, otherwise he will just flare and kill us, and that's embarrassing. I think, though, given that these guys are on 2 health, I can kill them with Blizzard next turn, so I might actually just attack him. It'll probably be a Freeze Trap or a... something like that, but I don't really think that the Giant matters or cares too much. If it's a misdirect, it could be a little bit ugly. More than likely, I'm going to hit one of these, though. Thing is, though, if it's a misdirect, or a misdirection, beg your pardon, misdirection. If it is a misdirection and I do hit myself, that will be embarrassing, because then I lose the game. But if I hit one of these creatures, it's fine. So for that reason, I can't attack him. I will attack his creatures. How do we go about it? Let's get rid of the big one. Well, it's not Snake Trap. That we just established. Yeah, I can't go for his life total right now. I don't want to pop my ice block in my own turn. That would be the absolute worst thing that I could do. You know, because he can then kill me. And I lose the game. This is going to put me very, very low. I sure hope that I have enough freeze and so on to continue living. The problem with the Hunter deck is I'm probably going to have to put the pain on him pretty quickly, because he will continually steady shot me every single turn, and I don't have ice blocks for every single turn. I think it's actually prudent that I put an ice barrier up right now, so if he does attack with this, I will be given some more health, although it seems as though he has declined to do that just then. I actually need this gnome to attack me. As funny as that sounds, I need him to trigger the ice barrier. How peculiar. I am in a funny position. I want to get rid of the gnome, which will do 2 damage to me, but then he can just straight away steady shot my ice block away. Yeah, but if I attack with the mountain giant and it's a misdirect, I could do it to myself, but I'll trigger the ice barrier but then remove it. Or I will attack the gnome anyway and be in the same position as if I just attacked the gnome. I can't risk it. I can't risk it. Hello. Yes, I realize I'm thinking about this a lot. So I think the way to go is to ping him and pass. Yeah, he's probably going, oh man, I need a flare. And hopefully I'll catch that on a counterspell. We'll see. He could also probably just, like, kill command me, and then, like, I'll catch that on the counterspell, and then, I don't know. That is really good that he ran into that. That's given us an extra 8 health that we don't deserve. Like, had he just passed the turn just then, and shot us with that, he would have never have triggered this extra 8 health. So that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Small victory. Let's see if we can make him fall for it again. I think we're going to go... I really do want to put this giant down as well. I'm going to put down the giant and then pay for the ice barrier. I'm not going to attack him for the same reasons. I feel like I will lose the game if I do that. Also, at the same time, I might bonk my giant into my other giant, and that's no good. I think the only real out I have for this at the moment is trying to draw perhaps a smaller creature, and then attack with that, and sort of remove whatever secret he does have. Alternatively, I sort of desperately need to get my hands on Alexstrasza. Alexstrasza will make things, will make everything better. She will sing me a lullaby, and I will feel great. She will put me to 15 health, and I'll feel so much safer. Yes, you fell for it. It's an ice barrier. That gives us an obnoxious amount of health, and that's really, really good. Here's ye old Wolf Rider. I still need to get... Well, actually, I should probably remove these now. Probably with Cone of Cold. Because I no longer require them to activate the armor spell that I've been using. Ice Barrier. I no longer need them to activate Ice Barrier. At the same time, I really don't want to attack into this misdirection. If it's not a misdirection, I'm gonna vomit, but I think it's important to try to play around it, because I could just lose the game straight away if I don't. I have that possibility of that happening. So I'm going to get rid of both of these. I think we try to put the hurt on him a little bit. I think that's the only real way. I got 2 fireballs and a pyroblast. Let's, like, you know, let's try to burn him out, maybe. It can be done. I haven't drawn Alexstrasza, and I'm not going to use Alexstrasza to reduce him to 15. I'm going to use it to heal myself, so it's time to, you know, get him reeling a little bit. I am definitely on the back foot, in case you were wondering, for this matchup. He has an unlimited source of damage, it seems, and I don't have an unlimited source of Ice Blocks, basically. And Ice Blocks is the only real one that's going to save me, because he doesn't actually have to cast any minions to kill me. Like, he can kill me in 3 turns if he does literally nothing. But the thing is, can I kill him in 3 turns? I'm not too sure if I can. I can do 16, 17, 18 damage, maybe? 17 damage?
I wonder.
That's really put me under the pump. Ooh, that's something. That's a card. I think I need to do it. I need to see an Alexstrasza, and I need it now. Okay, so I can play her next turn when I pop my Ice Block. Which makes me not want to attack this turn. Do I remove the Arcane Golem? I sort of think I have to. I mean, I Ice Block next turn, and then... Like, if he uses Steady Shot first, I Ice Block, he'll probably trade his Arcane Golem into my Mountain Giant. So I sort of think I need to get rid of this. The alternative is I Fireball him, put him on, what, 16? 16 life. 16 life is a number. Yeah, that's actually a really interesting question, and I'm not too sure what the answer is. I'm going to hit him with this Giant. Because I can use my Giants to remove his things, I just can't use them to go for the face. And here I was thinking about using a spell. Which is, of course, wrong. I'm going to put the hurt on him with this as best I can, and hope that we get him frighteningly low. So here comes the Steady Shot, almost with assured certainty. Like, you would hit that first, right? Yeah, okay. So there's my Ice Block. Have I already used my other Ice Block? I actually can't recall. I don't think I have. Sometimes the games blur together for me a little bit. I think that's my first, so, you know, there could be another one in there. Ooh, we are in a pickle. I need to play Alexstrasza to live.
I bring life.
Here's a question. If I attack for 8 and then hit myself, I then go down to, what, 7? 7? Yep. Alternatively, I may actually swing into one of my own creatures, but then I can swing for 8, and then he gets put under the pump. So I think we go for beatdown right now? We go for beatdown. I gotta get rid of whatever this is. Is it a misdirection? It's an explosive trap! Oh, no! Oh my god! Oh my god, that whole time. Wow. Yep, I don't know. I mean, I look quite foolish now, I realize this. I'm just wondering, should I have just gone for it, like, you know, 6 turns ago, 7 turns ago? Should I have just seen him play the trap and then run at it, knowing that if it is in fact a misdirection, I lose the game? But if it's anything else, I could possibly win the game? I'm just wondering. I think it gets to a point when you're sort of like, gee, I'm about to die, I have to attack him and see what this is. If it happens to be a misdirect, I lose the game anyway. So I guess waiting is probably the best choice just there. I'm gonna get rid of these, or actually quite possibly keep the Mountain Giant. It really depends what the Warlock is doing, I think. I mean, playing a turn 5 Mountain Giant is pretty rad, but I get the feeling that if he is an aggro Warlock, I'll be playing spells like Frostbolt, and I won't be getting a turn 5 Mountain Giant anyway, and for that reason I'm going to get rid of it. That seems like good logic to me. Yeah, if you're forced to interact with them, you're not going to be getting that turn 5 Mountain Giant, but if they want to sit around and not do a lot, you can just drop that Giant in their lap, and then they can just deal with it. I'll pass. This is pretty good. Frostbolt into Ice Block is a pretty rad hand. I don't really care what the other two are. And if you've got this, you're looking, generally speaking, you're going to be alright. There's my Doomsayer. Let's just ping and pass. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I actually went down to 1 life last game. It's not uncommon. I mean, if you guys are actually familiar with the Frost Giant sort of deck, the style of deck, then you will, of course, know how frighteningly low that you can get. But if it's your first time seeing it, you might be quite astounded at how, you know, red line you are willing to go. And you actually want to go low. Like, I actually want this Warlock to hit me right now. Because I want to be able to get out my Molten Giant. I've had games in the past where the opponent clued on to what I was doing and sort of stopped hitting me around. He left me on about 16 life. And then I really wanted to drop a bunch of Molten Giants at the same time, but he obviously wasn't going to allow it. He had things on the board, but he wasn't going to attack me. And so I ended up using my Fire Blast ability to shoot myself for 1 damage at a time, and eventually got my Molten Giants cheap enough, and then just dropped them all on the board. So, you know, you can get creative with this. Yeah, that's a tough creature. I don't think we care though. 4 damage is not going to do a lot, and we want him to hit us, so I think we're not even going to play Ice Barrier. Like, our aim isn't to live, our aim is to live with 1 health. So, and the reason because of that is because we want to actually get Molten Giant out for cheap. We want to get Mountain Giant out for cheap. So I think we're just going to... You know what? I could probably actually just ping the dragon here just in case I want to Frostbolt it later on. Which I probably won't. I'll probably end up, like, doomsaying it or something like that. But, yeah, that's a good idea. The alternative is I put the 1 damage onto the actual Warlock character himself. Which is fine, but if I draw into Alexstrasza just ignores whatever damage you did at the first half of the game, puts them on 15, so I can ping them for 6 turns in a row, but then if I play Alexstrasza and put them on 15, that pinging could have, you know, gone somewhere else. It just could have gone on Twilight Drakes or something like that. And, you know, if I Flame Strike later on, you know, it might be that much closer to actually dying or something like that. I'm just gonna keep pinging the same one. I'll just get rid of it. Ping it down, maybe I'll even kill it. So yes, I actually want to be beaten up. The aim of the deck is to be beaten up, which is a frightening concept. I sort of want to see an AoE Frost spell come into my hand. That is sort of starting to be what I'm going to be needing. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I've got at least 1 ice block up. We'll be okay. You just got to watch out because he, you know, double Soul Fire or Power Overwhelming or some garbage that will just come out of nowhere and put a lot of extra damage onto you that you don't want. I think we're going to Frost Nova Doomsayer, Frost Nova, and then Doomsayer in the same turn. That seems really, really good. Clear out the board and then start playing Mountain Giants next turn. The only real answer that he can have for that is probably a Silence, which he probably actually does have, annoyingly, because he's playing Ancient Watchers. Alternatively, he may have... Gee, what could he possibly have? He could have that 5 mana destroy any creature, or is that 6 mana? I can't recall. Either way, he'll have enough mana next turn that instantly destroys a creature. I think we're just going to play for it and see what we get. It sort of forces him to spend his turn playing around Doomsayer right now. And I'll pass. I sort of got a feeling it's just going to get silenced. I think he desperately wants to silence his Ancient Watcher, but I got a good feeling whatever silence minion he's harboring in there is going to come down and shush my Doomsayer. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll just fire this catapult right at him. So basically, we want to get hurt. We want them to use our minions to damage us. And then when it starts to get too much, we use Frost and things like that to selectively eliminate the threats that he's going to be using. So, you know, if he's doing 10 damage a turn, that's obviously too much. So we use Frost and things like that to make him do, you know, 2, 3, 4 damage a turn. Much more manageable number that you can let the damage trickle in and then, you know, hopefully take control with the game. Let's see what he's doing. He's obviously thinking about this. Hellfire? Interesting. Double Hellfire? Soulfire. There we go. So, I think I just traded, like... How many creatures just died then? 1 or 2? Plus his Soulfire, plus his Hellfire, to get rid of 2 of my cards, the Frost and that. Plus he damaged all those guys. I feel like I did pretty well. Plus he discarded a card with Soulfire. I think I came out on top of that. That was actually a pretty good exchange, I feel. So the question is, what do we do? Do we even wish to play the Mountain Giant right now? I sort of think that we do. I want to put the Mountain Giant out. I want to do that before the Molten Giants, because the Molten Giants are going to get cheaper, where the Mountain Giant, he's going to sort of stay around that cost. I could get rid of something with the Frostbolt and the Fire Bowl together in the same turn. That is an option, but I think I'm just going to want to put the Giant out and watch him flounder around. So the Giant may actually trade with just 2 of his Drakes right now, and that could be pretty sweet. Alternatively, he'll go, what, like 12 damage onto me, maybe? If he manages to silence his Ancient Watcher. And I still live, and I still have my Ice Block as a backup. Okay, Siphon Soul. That was the spell I was trying to name before. I couldn't get its name. I'll try to remember that. 6 cost, Siphon Soul. That's actually not the spell we wanted to see, by the way. That's really, really quite frustrating, but what are you going to do? Anyway, I think we're in a good position now. Now's the time to use Blizzard and drop 2 Molten Giants, I think. We can drop 2 Molten Giants and use Ice Barrier. Although Blizzard is probably going to be the choice. We at least destroy a creature, freeze these, and put them quite low. So Blizzard it is. Just having a quick look. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We can actually use a combination of Frostbolt and Icelands to get rid of both of these if we want to. And I may actually just go ahead and do that. Actually, I can't afford both. So let's just get rid of one. I think we're going to start the beatdown next turn. He is likely to remain frozen, I suppose. So I'll probably just do 16 damage to him next turn. 16 plus the Fireball for, what? 16 and 6 is 22, so he actually dies next turn. Nope, another Siphon Soul. I'm afraid not. Sorry, my hopes and dreams of killing him that turn have been eliminated. Although, what do we got here? 6, 6, 12 plus 8 is 20 on the nose. 20 on the nose is pretty good. It's probably worth clearing this out, though. And then getting to work later on. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. Play it slow and steady. I think we'll get there anyway. I'll just ping him. I'll get rid of this. He has no more of those horrible destroy, you know, wreck your day cards that... Siphon Soul. Yes, that's the one. I'm going to keep the fireballs. At the moment, I'm not trying to execute him right now. If I wanted to execute him, I'd just blow all the spells right here. I would play them if I knew that I had a Pyroblast in my hand, but I don't have a Pyroblast in my hand, so I can't really just go ahead and use these. He may very well play a creature that I wish to destroy, and it appears he might be doing that right now. No, he only got a Flame Imp, which is a little bit unlucky. Plus, we have a Blood Mage Thalanos, which makes these 7 damage each, which is pretty good. Question is, are we of a mind to want to use them? I sort of want to put him out and then use 1 Fireball on his health total. Then he'll sort of be torn between using the Flame Imp to remove my Blood Mage or also put damage onto me. I am hiding behind an Ice Barrier, so it's probably not... I think I'm going to do that. The reason I'm doing this is... it's a little awkward, but I actually really want the Death Rattle effect on this. I need extra cards to stay in this. So I'm just going to put 7 damage onto him. That'll be... I'm sort of hoping that I draw into my Pyroblast soon, or something like that. Maybe some more Giants, something that allows me to at least close this game out. But I've presented him with an option here. Like, he can swing 3 damage into me, or he can take out my Blood Mage. I actually think I want the Blood Mage to die. Not via Bane of Doom, of course, but... yeah, that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that he died in that manner. Ultimately, though, it's not going to matter. He's triggered the Frost... Gee, I can't even get my names right tonight. Frost Shield? Gosh, probably not even the right name. I've been saying... Frost Barrier. I've been saying it... Ice Barrier. Sorry, I've been saying it right all night. Or maybe I haven't. I don't know. Anyhow. I can still ping off the Flame Imp with my Fire Blast. So, you know, whatever. Maybe we should do that right now. Are we going to Blizzard now? I think we are, because if we Blizzard, we can actually ping off the Voidwalker as well, and then receive no damage here. So let's Blizzard. Yeah, I can probably Ice Lance that. I wonder if it's worth doing that. Is it worth Ice Lancing, just getting rid of everything that he has? Or do we want to save it? Like, if I draw another Frostbolt, I can Ice Lance. Yeah, I think I'll just save it for his face. Because if I draw a Frostbolt, and a Frostbolt Ice Lance combo is usually about 7 damage, unless you have like a Blood Mage or Kobold Geomancer or something like that. Okay, so here comes the big guy. It's also a good idea. Yeah, I mean, it's just been highlighted to me now. By playing this, I can actually freeze it for 1 turn, which, you know, might save me in a pinch.
My shield for Argus.
Okay, finally he's gotten his little character online here. I still think that that's... anything that requires 2 cards to behave that way just to make a card work is dumb, in my opinion. I realize a lot of good people are using that strategy, but it's not for me. So, this is an interesting option. Do I burn his life total for 6? I'll be putting the counter spell up almost assuredly, I think. The only problem here is that I don't actually have another spell to finish him. I sort of desperately need... See, if I'm going to be taking 9, 10, 11, 12, you know... It's like 7 and 9 is... What is that? 16 damage? 16 damage next turn, which almost assuredly takes me and pops my ice block. That means that gives me 1 draw. Then I cast ice block again. They do it again. I die. So I get to see the next 2 cards, and one of them has to be a Pyroblast or an Alexstrasza or something like that. Jeez, talk about making it pretty running a little bit fine. Alternatively, I can actually destroy one of these. Is that a good idea? I'm going to get this up because I'm definitely getting that up. Do I want to destroy one of these 2 creatures? It's probably a good idea, but I can do 6 damage to him, putting him on 8. I think I'm going to go for him. This could be a mistake. Going for him. Now, if I actually draw a Frostbolt, by putting him on 7 life, I've enabled Frostbolt as another card that will finish the game for me. I believe I have 1 left. So I think I've done both Fireballs. So I've got a Pyroblast, which is 1 card. I have at least 1 more Frostbolt in there, which is at least 1 more card. So I'm just trying to work out how many outs I have. So there's at least 2. I would consider Alexstrasza an out for me as well. Alexstrasza will... He just wasted that, by the way. Could he have attacked me? I'm not too sure. I wasn't really watching. Yeah, so I've got maybe 2, possibly 3 outs here. Out of 14, 1 in 7, not good chances. And given that he just healed himself twice, that has more or less sealed the game in his favor. I think I need to see a Flame Strike. That is not a Flame Strike. I will play it though. You know what? If I shoot that, I draw a card immediately. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna see what card I get. That's not helpful. We still have Ice Block. Might see 12 cards left, still 2 outs. Although it's probably not 2 outs anymore because of that garbage. I think we'll just pass the turn, and some sort of... only a miracle, I think, will save us in this particular game. It's an Ice Block! See what happens. Unless I can kill him this turn, I have to play the Ice Block of my own. I think I have to Arcane Intellect and at the very least play Ice Block. I have to play Ice Block, but I think I'm going to Arcane Intellect first just to see what I get. Just in case there's something really strange in there that I really got to see. I think both my secrets are going to go down, and we're just going to hold on for a couple more draws. Let's see. If I freeze this guy, it's probably not going to help. I think, because he instantly removes my Ice Barrier if he's frozen. Then that's 3, 6, 11, 13. Gah, so much damage. 21. So freezing it literally does nothing. So we're going to just hold on to that and pass the turn. I'm almost... I'm 95% certain we've lost this game. It's worth playing out. You never know what can happen. I could be wrong with the amount of outs that I have in my hand. I could have others, is what I'm trying to say. I don't think Alexstrasza is an out anymore. I think we're so screwed that it's not going to help us at all. Yes, it's an Ice Block. Alexstrasza won't help us, although she may have helped us earlier. Right now, I think nothing short of a miracle will hurt us. He's putting a better minion out now, it seems. Oh, he's healing himself. That's actually pretty wise, because the Pyroblast that is almost assuredly coming out shortly is now going to fizzle. Well played. I think he's more or less got us cold. I'm just going to play the Murloc Cold Light Oracle just to see what we draw. That doesn't save us, and there's my Pyroblast. A little bit late, but what are you going to do? Yeah, we got outplayed, or outdone. That's funny. One more ice block might have been enough. Probably not. But still, it would have. Or actually, no, it wouldn't have. But you know, it would have been something to hold out for. Anyway, this guy defeated us soundly. I think that went pretty well. Even still, I'll probably watch over the video, see if I could have done anything better. But by the time he just hit the board so hard and started removing my minions away with his Siphon Soul ability, everything sort of went downhill from there. Anyway, if you like the look of the Frost Giant deck, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, come chat to me on Twitter. I'm always happy to chat to you guys. It's always a lot of fun. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.